Welcome to Bella's Vistas. Thanks for visiting. Please like and subscribe. Come on back again soon. Here is a photograph of Ruby Beach in Oregon. I had a blast there watching the sun go down. Today we're going to stretch that canvas and frame it. There the canvas is hanging up in my workroom. I'm going to spray it with some Eco Print Spray. This is an ecologically friendly permanent print spray from Premier Art. I really enjoy using it. Have to spray it on with an HVLP gun. I want to make sure I get enough on there. This actually bonds to the print surface and helps with stretching the canvas so it doesn't fray or come off at all. Really works well with the Epson canvas. I had problems with some of the earlier canvas, but this stuff is just great. Spraying lots on there, nice even coating. There you see the print laying down, drying. It's all ready to go. Now I'm lining it up on the stretcher frame. It's a little difficult to get it going because the photograph is doubled around the edges, like the borders are inverted, so the frame has to be in exactly the right place. Otherwise it's going to look weird. So I have to go carefully around and make sure that everything is lined up. I've been thinking that maybe a light table might help with this, but that would present other problems as well. It's better just to be really careful. Go around several times and make sure everything lines up. Now I'm using my pneumatic stapler to tack one edge down. Now using my pliers, I'm going to stretch it. Stretch the canvas nice and tight in the middle. I always start in the middle on both sides and work out towards the corners. That way I can get rid of any excess canvas, any wrinkles and that as we go along. Have to, like I said, be very careful that everything stays lined up. It's a lot harder to talk about it than it is to do it actually. Once you get started at it, it's not so bad. Make sure you use lots of staples. I mean, they're not expensive and they go in real easy. The old staple guns were a lot more trouble and it never worked very well. These staples are really good. They're in nice and hard. I keep checking the tension to make sure the canvas is nice and snug. When you hang this on the wall, you want the canvas nice and tight. You don't want it getting droops or wrinkles or anything like that. Go to enough trouble to find these photographs. You might as well go to the proper work of stretching them properly. I always say that I go out driving around for 3 or 4 months looking for a photograph, then I spend a couple days making the print and letting it dry and spraying it, and then I have to go at it with the scissors and pliers and stapler. It's a little bit frightening, but after you've done a few of them, it's not so bad. Here we go, tightening it up. With these pliers, I can get right up against the supports and go right into the corner. But you don't want to get too close to the corners until the canvas is nicely stretched and you can start bending the corners. That's the really hairy part, is getting the corners lined up properly. You can see the wrinkles pulling out towards the corner there. As I get closer to the corner, the canvas starts getting tighter and tighter. Those wrinkles will come out totally by the time I'm finished. But you can see the tension is coming out towards the corners of the print. You don't want to go too tight with it and rip the canvas, but you don't want it too loose either. It's that sweet spot between too loose and too tight that's just right. Here we go. I wish it was as fast to do this as it shows it in the video, but these are sped up quite a bit. You can see though how clean it's getting towards the corners. Any wrinkles and so on are coming right out. It won't be that much longer and we'll have it all done. It's a lot of fun making these prints. Now you can see a few little wrinkles towards the corner on the bottom right there. That's going to come right out. Take my word for it, when this is done, it's just perfect. It was such a nice evening. The sunset took forever that night. It was really slow coming. So we're on west coast of the United States, in Oregon. There were lots of beaches. It's fantastic going along there. Really enjoyed the trip across Oregon. Going along the Oregon Trail, following the routes of those old prairie schooners, that was something else. Lewis and Clark, if I remember, that was the explorers. I saw the signatures of Lewis and Clark carved into a stone there. Now I'm working on the corners. You want some concentration when you're doing this. I use the scissors sometimes to release the excess canvas on the back of the prints. Otherwise the corners get real lumpy. They look a little bit lumpy sometimes anyway, but still, when you're done, it's not such a big deal. I mean, you put it on the wall, they just look great. They really do. I think the handwork adds a little bit of interest to it. It's not produced by a big machine or something. It's handmade by me. Now you can see I'm folding the canvas a little more and banging in some more staples. I learned to do this myself, stretching the canvas. There's lots of videos on the internet about that. Pliers, I saw somebody selling pliers like that, so I had a friend of mine weld it up for me. It's like a vice grip welding pliers with an extra piece of metal welded onto it. A staple gun I bought at KW Surplus, where I bought the compressor, where I buy most of my tools and things. Why pay more? I always say if you can't get it at KW Surplus, you don't really need it. So here we go. Getting close to being finished here. You'll notice that I put a cross piece in the stretcher because we're looking at 38 inches there, so you don't want to go that far without a... The other side is 28 inches, and they say anything over 24, but I figure 28 inches isn't much, so we didn't really need a piece in there, and I proved right. It turned out just perfect. Look at those corners. They're nice and tight. There's no wrinkles or anything there. You can see the gloss of the spray. I'm using a flat matte canvas and then a spray. There's the actual photograph, the one that we're working on. This is Ruby Beach. Different shots. There's some really interesting rocks there, and there's a lot of driftwood, like big driftwood trees. And I saw a lot of interesting things, but I was only going to make one print, and my favorite one was the one with the trees and the sunset sky behind it. I think that was really amazing. Look at all this driftwood on the beach. It looks like people are maybe getting ready to make a bonfire there. There it's getting a little ominous. A little more redness here. Different interpretations of the same place. You can just walk 10 feet, point your camera a little bit different, and you've got a totally different shot. So once again, thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Come on back soon. Please like and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you'll hear about our future videos, and please share these videos with your friends, anybody you think might like the photographs or the techniques that I show. Thanks very much. Bye now.